Welcome to my David Wilson Out and About YouTube channel. I'm Dave, the Wandering Widower.
Oh, I am the wandering widower. Vast plains before my eyes. The whisper of the mountains call, low beneath the sighing skies. Trees arise like the pillars, oh, a temple crafted of the green, where the love of earth lies endless in every shadow seen.
The sun, a painter, brushed the sky with hues of apricot and sigh. The river slept a ribbon wide, reflecting clouds that gently ride. My kayak waits, a silent friend, a promise whispered without end, of peace and quiet flowing free, just water, sun and me. The paddle dips, a gentle grace, disturbing not the mirrored face, each stroke a breath, a quiet sigh, as worries fade and drift on by. The river whispers secrets old, of ancient trees and stories told. The herons stand in statuesque pose, as nature's beauty gently grows. No motors roar, no cities hum, just nature's rhythm softly come. The water lilies, white and bright, bathing in the golden light. A kingfisher flashes, azure bright, a fleeting glimpse of vibrant flight. The world shrinks down to paddle's dip, and grateful heart and silent lip. As twilight falls and shadows creep, the river lulls my soul to sleep. My kayak and I, a perfect pair, in tranquil peace beyond compare.
What a beautiful day. Well, it's around about 8:15 in the morning, and I've not long launched, or put in as I call it, from Yalding in Kent. I'm on the River Medway Canoe Trail, the non-tidal section. This section I'm doing today, Yalding to Sluice Weir Lock, not too far, probably about 2.2 to 2.5 miles each way. But it's a very, very scenic paddle, very little motorised traffic up this end. You might get the odd rib on the water, but you don't tend to get too much to bother you. And I've obviously got to look out for the fishermen, because we're in, anglers, let's get it right, because we're in fishing season now, I believe. Not that I fish. Yeah, so it's only my second paddle out this year, and I have not done this section for, I think, 2 years, when I was first off with my osteoarthritis and getting a bit better. I actually came out and I completed the whole Medway Canoe Trail from Tunbridge all the way down to Allington Lock in stages and over about a week. So if you do want to see that, the whole trail, then I'll leave the link at the top of the video and in the description below. Right, I'm going to turn the camera around because I'm more or less going to have the sun right in the camera in a moment, and I'll bring you back in a little while. I'll just leave you with some nice scenery for a while. Morning. That's a good idea. I just passed a couple of guys on a rib, just sitting there fishing. Nice day for that, you know, just to motor up and down on your boat and just stop and do a little bit of fishing. The water, as you can see in front of me, is absolutely like a mill pond today. I chose this day deliberately. I did want to go out on Wednesday, and for the first time ever, and I mean ever, I set an alarm for 5:30 and I actually switched it off, and I've never done that before. I don't know what happened. I think I woke up and thought, well, why have I set an alarm for 5:30? I haven't got any work, and just switched it off, went back to sleep and woke up about 8:30, 9. So I didn't bother coming out. I do like to get out as early as possible. I tend to catch more of the wildlife as you paddle along. This river can get quite busy, although it's a school day, it's a Friday. The river in the afternoon does tend to get considerably more traffic, so that's why I like to get out early, and then I can literally be getting out the water back at Yalding as people are putting into the water. I like peace and quiet. We're quite a way out of Yalding now, and as you can see, although the river's quite wide at this point, it's nice and bendy now, and it really is quiet. All you'll hear around here is the odd plane, generally light aircraft, because there's a few small airports in the area. It's, as you can see, blue skies. It's a nice fluffy cloud. The sun's actually behind the cloud at the moment, and there's a nice breeze going directly into my face, just sort of 3-4 miles an hour, just keeping me cool. But what I've got to be very careful of is that I don't burn. It's very deceiving. So I think when I get to Sluice Weir Lock and get out to have a bite to eat, I'm going to whack some sun protection on, and maybe some Niji spray, if not before. Depends on what happens with the sun, but the water is like a sun magnet, and I don't do bright sunshine on my skin. I am a Scotsman by birth, and I burn at the sight of it. Isn't this pretty? While the sun's behind the cloud, I'll turn the camera towards me to speak to you. I will probably face it forward for most of the video. You don't want to keep seeing my ugly old face, old man's face. I've got a few trips planned kayaking wise. I'm not overdoing it at the moment because I've got so many projects on the go. I don't know whether I'm coming or going, but obviously I'm getting out doing this today. This is like a familiar river to me. This is my local pond, really, and I want to get down within the next couple of weeks, or definitely before the school holidays, the long one, the summer holidays, is I want to get down to Basingstoke Canal and do another section down there. So that may be within the next couple of weeks, but I've got quite a lot on. I've got my son coming down from Yorkshire. He's staying with me next week, only for one night, but he's at a conference in London for a few days, and we're planning on getting out kayaking, but I doubt if I'll video that, to be honest, because he's got the morning, so we just want to get out locally, get a few miles under our belt, and then let him get his train into London. But like I said, I've got the Basingstoke Canal, another trip out here. What I want to do, it's not a matter of time because it's so far ahead, in September, late September possibly, early October, again once the children have gone back to school, people have gone back to work, I want to get away, do a camping kayaking trip. Now I'm not sure whether I'm going to do that in Norfolk. I've got a site bookmarked, but I've got several sort of places bookmarked that I want to actually visit, and do a sort of like a couple of nights and do a couple of trips out. So that's the future of kayaking at the moment, but a lot more planned, but I'll let you know a bit more about that in a minute, because we're approaching Stoneman Lock. Well, here it is, Stoneman Lock. It's a disused lock. I have actually camped out here before overnight, and I'll tell you something, it's the only time when I'm camping I didn't sleep or wink. This place is eerie. I've done videos before and said that it just looks, there's something about it, I can't put my finger on it, but and it's not easy to get out and in here. I mean, I couldn't do it now back then, but like I said, I did have a night out under the stars, and believe me, I was staring at them all night because I didn't get a wink of sleep. So once we come through here, it's on to Sluice Weir Lock. As you can see, if I turn around a bit, there's quite a lot of moorings along here for narrow boats and the like. I'm trying to see what the sign is. You've got your tie-off rings, 48 hours you're allowed, but I've only ever seen one narrow boat here. I'm going to look back, see if I can see it now. Yeah, it's still there, so it must be a liveaboard, or but that's just the other side of the lock. But as I said, you don't get an awful lot of craft up this end. Damsel flyer out in force. It's very difficult to pick up on the camera unless they actually fly right in front of it. Train. As you're probably aware, if you're used to getting out on a paddle, if you're near a river or a canal, you've normally got a train nearby, especially with the canals. This is canalised, but it is a river. But the tracks on the canals normally run right alongside. It was the ruination of the canals, the railway coming through. I think the last money earned, or proper money earned on the canals, was getting materials, transporting materials to build a railway, so it assisted in its own demise, although the canals are coming back quite in a big way now on the tourist side, leisure side, which is a great thing. Another tight bend ahead, and as you can see, there's the big old green railway bridge that we'll be going under. The size of some of these damselfly, they look absolutely stunning. Keeping tight to the right here, because there's no anglers along this little bit. It's just full of brambles and bush. I'm in no rush. As I said, it's only about total 5 miles out and back, so I'm just taking my time, taking in my surroundings, listening to bird song. Can you hear it? And quite often watching fish jump. I love seeing that. Fish jumping out of the water. I've Got quite a bit of flow here and a little bit of chop on the kayak now. Not too bad, it just means I've got to paddle a little bit harder just to maintain my speed, because I'm probably only going at about 2 miles an hour, 2.5 miles an hour. But as you can see, as I turn, you look at the water, you can see the flow. So as I turn this bend, I'll be going directly into it. It's a lovely breeze, to be honest. It's it's very welcome. Tight old bend this. And you can see the calm there. It's strange because it's quite built up on both sides, left and right. So I'm surprised that so much wind cutting across. So now I'm coming back into the calm again. It's gone back like a mill pond. We're approaching a road bridge now, so obviously we're going to get a bit of traffic noise. Must have been a fair bit of rain last night. When I was putting in at Yalding, there's a grassed area that has got quite scorched. We've had some very hot weather of recent, but it was really quite muddy. I was a bit surprised. I mean, I didn't hear the rain or see the rain last night, but it was forecast. And the river levels, at the moment, I'm pleasantly surprised. The river's quite high. I have seen it at this time of year before, where it's been quite low on this stretch, and that they've had to put bollards out in the water, or buoys, not bollards, but to warn craft, not so much kayaks, but to warn slightly larger craft not to go too near the banks left and right. I've seen no sign of them as yet. Can't remember if that's the A21 or the other A road around here. Snake in front of me, look, going across the water. You see it? Wow. I really hope that come out on camera. Wasn't rushing either, so there's a slight chance that might be in shot, or the camera, it might have been too close so the camera didn't pick it up. The camera was beyond it, but I'll get under this bridge, leave the noise behind again. Should leave the noise of the road behind us in a minute. Oh, there's a campsite here. Just going to turn around. East Peckham. Riverside camping and caravans. Yeah. Never noticed that before. I'm wondering if that's their actual jetty there for the campsite, so you can actually kayak off of it. This is a little bit too close to home, to be honest, to come out camping and kayaking. I can come down on this river anytime. It only takes me 20 minutes to get here. Yeah, it looks like that's their landing stage. We're approaching another road bridge ahead, and there's actually quite a large industrial estate on the right hand side here. I believe this is East Peckham, but once you get through this bit, you're back out into the proper sticks again. Well, I hope you're enjoying this video so far. A lot of people, a lot of my followers, subscribers have been calling out for more kayaking videos, and believe me, this is actually my favourite pastime, and if I could do more, I would. It's 100% favourite thing I do, and it really does go along with my health conditions, my osteoarthritis. Kayaking is probably the easiest thing I can do, other than the launching and exiting rivers. I've got to really plan my routes now as if like I'm disabled. I have to, if it's too high I can't get out, so it's just as it is. I can't do nothing about that. But as I said, it's my favourite leisure pastime, and I'd love to do more of it, and if I can, I will. So if you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up, and drop us a comment below the video. It'd be nice to hear from you. This is a nice old bridge. I don't know why I've never really looked at it before, as in the stonework. Probably mainly focus on the industrial units as you go through. Yeah, you've got a lot of industrial units left and right here. They're just, they are what they are. You can hardly see them, but you can hear cars and literally hear people working. I did watch a video where a guy launched from the industrial estate on my right hand side, and I've just seen where I think he launched his kayak, but the bank is so steep I wouldn't be able to do it. It's literally about 2 meters of very, very steep bank down to just a tiny little area where you can get in. I could get in at the little area, but it's getting down the bank with a kayak and that, it's not possible for me. But fair play to him. And obviously if it's muddy you wouldn't be doing it anyway. Right, on the left here we're approaching, if it's still open, a calf. Again, on the last paddle out, now I've done this section loads of times over the years and I never noticed this calf. But yeah, there's a calf here. Doesn't allow motorcraft, but if you're kayaking or canoeing, you're welcome to pull up at the canoe platform there and get out and have a bite to eat and a drink. Still not used it. I'll have to try it someday. I tend to carry my own food. Well, as you can see, I've got my this is a life jacket rather than a buoyancy aid. Not absolutely ideal for kayaking. It's inflates on compressed air if you hit the water, but very difficult to get back into the kayak if it inflates. They're designed to actually keep your head out of the water, whereas a buoyancy aid is just that. You can swim in it and it aids you. There's a couple of fishermen here, so I've just got to be very aware of where their rods are, so I'm just going to stop recording for a minute. Right, I'm back. Yeah, I got a bit confused there. The guy on the right hand bank fishing was talking quite loud, and I thought that he was talking to someone on the far side on the left bank, and I thought, well, here we go. If I've got 2 lines in, one on the left, one on the right. But it turns out he had his wife and I assume son standing behind him, so no issue. See me coming. Please, if you are new to kayaking or you're thinking about doing it, please be very aware of the anglers. There's so many people wind them up. I mean, look out for them, left and right. If you see them, slow down a bit, try and catch their eye. They will normally pull their lines in, get them out of the way for you if you are decent to them. Yeah, and say hello to them, just have a chat, ask them how they're doing, if they caught anything. Yeah, be pleasant. We're all trying to share the water together. They pay for a license, we pay for a license, or you should be licensed. So let's just get on and let each other enjoy our individual hobbies, which are both water related. Sorry about that. Having a bit of a moan there, but I'm prone to that, cracking on a bit. Yeah, just going back to what I said earlier, I don't think I quite finished that, the buoyancy aid. It is an aid. If you go in the water in the buoyancy aid, it helps to keep you afloat and it allows you to swim. And it can be a lot easier to actually get back into your kayak or canoe. But with a life jacket, you really, really struggle. The reason I'm wearing this is obviously if it inflates, I can quickly deflate it or partially deflate it and try and get back in the kayak. But my proper buoyancy aid is far too warm for this weather. I tend to wear that more in the autumn winter months, and it actually acts as a windshield and an extra layer. It's very, very nice actually for sort of late autumn or early morning paddles when it's a bit chillier. Whereas this is just allowing the air to my body. Now it looks the part. In all fairness, I am sitting in the biggest buoyancy aid you'd need. If I tipped over, I've got 2 large chambers, 14 foot of kayak with 11 psi in each chamber. I think that's a buoyancy aid, and even if one chamber punctures, I've still got the other. So you know, when people moan, say you should be wearing your buoyancy aid or your BA as they call it, PDF, as you're not a good ambassador, you're a YouTuber and you should lead by example. I am actually in a buoyancy aid. So I'm really having a good old moan at the moment, getting things off my chest. Well, we're approaching Sluice Weir Lock now, and that gate, that ain't right. That's really letting by. Not sure what's going on there. What I'm going to do, the canoe platform's to my right here, but just to show you around while I'm in the water, I will be getting out in a minute. I'm just going to take you around the side and show you the actual sluice itself and the fish pass, or canoe pass as we call it. It's a fish pass. It's a very steep one. I've never attempted it. It scares the absolutely life out of me. I've seen people come down that in inflatables and bounce out at the bottom. I don't really fancy that. So I've done a lot of the others. I've run a lot of the others, but not this one. So anyway, we'll take a little look, then we'll come back, have a look at what's going on with that lock. It may be open deliberately, so let some flow out. This isn't going to be running torrentially. Seen it a lot more spectacular than that, but just means we can get a bit nearer. There is an area to the left, but if you get in trouble, you can crawl yourself out, which when I turn around I may show you. So the canoe pass is to the left hand side. You should be able to make that out. And as I said, that's not massively running. I've seen it going absolutely furious. So there's the bank on the left I was talking about. So if you come down, you get in trouble, you can crawl out there. I've seen a lot of fishermen on that thing. I got a little bit closer and I got grounded. Not on camera. I'm glad the camera weren't on. So what I had to do was, I grounded out, and then I started getting hit by the flow and the undercurrent. I was all over the shop for a minute. It's no biggie. That's the closest I've been, to be honest. I won't do that again. All right, let's go round to the lock. It's actually very shallow here. I can see the bottom apart, some rocks, so that's probably what I snagged up on. And there's the canoe platform. I'll be going the other side of it in a minute. I just want to show you inside the lock. Yeah, the gate's partially open that end, as you can see. One of my first times out on this river, I think it was back in about 2017 or 2018, where this big mound of earth is. That was a really nice shingled bank. I remember sort of, I had an Inuit free person then. I remember sort of just banking it there and just sitting on that bank and eating. It was absolutely lovely. Hot summer's day. It was like as if I was sitting on a beach. Right, let's get to the canoe platform this side. This is nice because it's two-sided. Well, the other side's higher up. Just gently breeze in. Yeah, the water level's very low here. The boat might even go under it. That'll do me. And we're going to stop here for a bit and have a coffee and a bite to eat. Just managing to get some feeling back in my legs. They go a bit numb. Other than my knees, it also the numbness makes it difficult to get out. But this is quite an easy platform. But this water level is actually extremely low. I thought it was a lot deeper. As I said, I grounded out round the back there. I said a little while ago, and there's rocks all the way around here as well. So I should have paid a bit more attention, I think. Well, here's my kayak. I'm going to show you my loadout. As you can see, right at the back of the kayak, I've got my drone case, my DJI Mini 4 Pro. Not over happy with that case. I bought it because it's waterproof, but I don't like the amount of room it takes up on there. So I've ordered two smaller cases to actually put the drone in and the controller separately. And I'm going to, in the future, I'm going to pack it in a larger dry bag and carry that. And I don't like the fact that I'm actually advertising well over £1,000 worth of equipment just on the back of a kayak there. The white bag is it's housing my my larger camera, my Panasonic Lumix FZ2000. Plus I've got spare clothes in there, although I do wear all quick dry clothes and they would dry quite quickly. They're very lightweight, so I've got another couple of bits in there and a few other bits and bobs that I don't need. They're not essentials. Behind the seat I have my water bottle. I'm just going to zoom in. So behind the seat I have my water bottle to the left, lunchbox in the middle, and a nice flask of ground coffee to the right. Other than just my lunch, in there I've got two 330ml bottles of frozen water, so they're acting as the ice packs, and obviously they'll melt slowly because in this heat out on the water, your water does get really hot quite quickly, and it's not, although you're still hydrating, it's not very nice. Obviously there's my life jacket in front there. I've got a 5 litre, what I call my essentials dry bag, that sits between my legs on the camera rig, and it actually holds the camera rig down. So I've got a pea pot in there, various other bits that I can just to hand type of things that I feel that I'll need. I'm literally fully loaded there. I'm not camping, but in all fairness, I'm making a video, so I'm recording on a camera. I've got I think in the white bag I've got my DJI Osmo Pocket 3 and a few other accessories, and I've got a drone. So I've actually got 4 cameras with me in total. You'd be surprised how many sort of cameras you use, and you know, the drone's a camera in itself. So yeah, that's basically my loadout. You could take, if I wasn't recording, you could take literally half of that to 3/4 of that away. It'd be an absolute doddle to just get out on the water, but there you go. I like making videos for myself and for you guys. Now, the sun's gone in behind a dirty big cloud, but it'll soon be out again. I am going to have to put some sun protection on. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get my cameras off. I'm actually going to leave the kayak down here. There's no one about, and I've pulled it right up the platform, so I'm just going to leave it tethered up down here, carry some bits up, and get some photos. I think get my big camera out and get some photos of the lock and surrounding area. Right, I'll bring you back when I'm up the top. Alright, I've got my drone. I'm going to get my drone up. Quite a breeze now, but it should be able to handle it. It's gone really overcast. I'm sure it's going to get a lot brighter later. And I've left the kayak down there tethered up, but I've brought up my essentials bag because in that is my car keys, my house keys, and my wallet. So as much as you think, oh, it is nice and remote here, and it is, I'm not leaving that. That's coming with me.
Sunrise paints the water gold, a mist hangs in the air. The world is quiet, stories told by whispers everywhere. A gentle breeze, a robin's call, a new day just begun. Ready to leave behind it all beneath the rising sun. A gentle paddle on the river, slipping through the stream. Letting go of all that shivers, lost inside a dream. The water flows, it knows the way, I'll follow where it leads. A peaceful journey day by day, planting simple seeds. The reeds stand tall, a verdant screen, reflecting in the glass. Dragonflies with wings so keen flit by as moments pass. Beneath the surface secrets hide, a fish is darting fast. The river's pulse, a constant tide, a moment meant to last. A gentle paddle on the river, slipping through the stream. Letting go of all that shivers, lost inside a dream. The water flows, it knows the way, I'll follow where it leads. A peaceful journey day by day, planting simple seeds. No need to rush, no need to strive, just breathe and simply be. The river whispers, come alive and set your spirit free. With every stroke, a weight released, a burden left behind. A sense of calm, a quiet peace for body, soul, and mind. A gentle paddle on the river, slipping through the stream. Letting go of all that shivers, lost inside a dream. The water flows, it knows the way, I'll follow where it leads. A peaceful journey day by day, planting simple seeds. The sun dips low, the shadows grow, the river sighs and sleeps. As I return from whence I go, with secrets it now keeps. A gentle paddle, a memory held, a treasure I can claim. A story whispered, gently spelled upon the river's name.
Well, I managed to get the drone up, get a few shots. Obviously, I don't know how it's come out yet, but fingers crossed. Right, I'm gonna have a bite to eat. I'm not nicely hydrated now. Once I've had a sandwich, I'm gonna get my big camera out and get a few photos as well. I don't see the point in carrying it all the way here and going, well, it's a bit heavy, so I won't use it. So I might as well get used to using it. It's in there and it weighs a ton. It's a big camera. Already given my hands a clean, so egg and tomato sandwich and a coffee. It's nice and peaceful here now that the lock's filled up due to this boat that's going through. I quite like it when the sun goes in, but I'm really not a sun lover, but we don't see a lot of it, so I should try and enjoy it as much as I can. The boat's just leaving. I'll just put my rubbish away. Who remembers this from previous videos? LNT, leave no trace bag. I've had this plastic bag, I'm going to sound like Trigger with the brooms here, for about 4 years now. People say, like, you know, don't use stuff that's not biodegradable, but I'm certainly getting my use out of it, and it's still going strong now. So my rubbish goes in there, in the pouch, and it gets taken home with me. Right, I thoroughly enjoyed that stop off, and it's quite nice that the lock's filled up. I don't mind the rush of the water, but now it's very, very peaceful here. I suppose I better get loaded up and head back. Oh no, I still want to get some photos, so yeah, I'll get that done now, and then I'll load up and then we can hit the road back. I was considering going further on, but not today. I'm overloaded with cameras. I'm not going to be using my Pocket 3, so I know I can at least leave one at home. I'm using my Insta360 Ace Pro for recording. I've got the drone and I've got the big camera, so I'm carrying far too much to be taking the kayak out there and portaging down there as much as I want to, but another day.
Well, that's the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Part 2, the return journey, will follow shortly. Please hit the thumbs up button. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.